Hey, bike farmers, thanks for clicking in. This is new old stock from, I'm thinking 1980, which means that this bike is about 45 years old and it's never been assembled. What kind of bike is it? Whomst can say. Actually, I think I have a pretty good idea. On the head badge here, it says HKB, which is Hong Kong Bicycles, and I'm guessing that behind this, it says Chimo. Now, I'm guessing, well, because I've been told that's what it is. We have a rich history with these bikes around these parts. Chimo bikes were brought in by a guy named Chris Hornung, who founded Pacific Cycle, which is headquartered now in Madison, Wisconsin. Back in 1977, he started forming relationships overseas and importing bicycles by the container load and flood the bike shops in the area. They're decent quality bikes that came from Asia. It wasn't really popular to do it this way back then. Eventually, he leveraged those relationships and started a promotional deal with American TV, which is Crazy TV Lenny for the locals. Growing up here in the 80s, if you bought a TV or a couch, you got a free bicycle. And it wasn't one of these. It was the real cheapos. Chris made a fortune with those promotions and ran with it. Eventually, Pacific Cycle became the largest importer of bicycles in the world. They picked up Roadmaster. They would get all of the consumer grade bicycles to all the big department stores. He was like the department store bikes guy. In 1998, he sold Pacific Cycle to Doral Industries and made a killing, and he disappeared. At some point, Pacific Cycle beat out Huffy in the bid for the Schwinn brand name, and Pacific picked up Schwinn, GT, and Mongoose and turned all of them into department store bikes. It was Schwinn, Mongoose, and GT for a long time. Now I guess they've sold off GT and GT's having another go at it, I think is right. And so it's just Schwinn and Mongoose at Pacific Cycle in Madison. And Doral has sold it to Pon Industries, which is huge. From looking at it, just how it is, this bike is not bad. It was still decent quality from back in the day. I would say this is like the equivalent of one of the internet brand bicycles out there, the Poseidons or Polygons or those kinds of internet brands where they're decent quality bikes. The frames are lacking refinement, but the parts that are on it are good enough for who it's for and decent quality. It's all alloy rims and alloy hubs. A lot of brands here that you can see in like the Mary Sales catalog these days. Cool old Japanese parts. Suntour dropouts. Well, anyway, I'll stop talking about it. You kick back and relax. Let's take a closer look and assemble this thing. I just think it's cool how these things were packed up back in the day. You know, this whole situation hasn't changed a ton, but you can see, I mean, somebody went through and hand tied and hand taped all of this. Nice cloth bar tape on here. Well, I'm not showing any brake cables or housing. We're gonna have to figure that out. I came across this bike on a visit to my friends at Shop Dog Cycles. Well, they're up in Appleton, Wisconsin. They have an eBay store, the largest reseller of bicycle parts on eBay. They've become friends of mine because they're local and we're kind of working in the same markets here. And I popped up for a visit the other day and they have created a link where Bike Farmer viewers can get 25% off by using promo code Bike Farmer on their eBay store. So look up Shop Dog Cycle, not cycles, just Shop Dog Cycle on eBay. There'll be links in the description. There it is, Chimo. This one I think is made in China. And you can get 25% off, just apply it at the end. That's for most of the stuff. There is some stuff that doesn't get discounted. But they have 4 of these things they found. They do a lot of buying of old bike stuff. Look at that, it's a chunk of wood. Old school. I originally thought about this, you know, as a donor bike, you know, picking this up and using the parts to build up a cool other frame. But I'm always looking for cool video ideas. And I thought assembling a 45-year-old bike would be an interesting video. And that's just to say, if you're not interested in this, sounds like a you problem. It's a Cobra. So I just did a quick Google and figured out that the Chimo Cobra was kind of the middle of the road. They call it like an entry-level bike, but I think it was like more middle of the road. There's actually some pretty cool, nice parts on this. Like these Dicomp G brakes. They're not super high-end or anything, but they're pretty nice. Man, wherever these were stored, it was great. These are not all crunchy. I mean, the rubber bands disintegrated, but all right. Yep, we'll take that apart and put some lube and make a good adjustment there. Testing. So this says made in Hong Kong, and that's the Hong Kong Bicycles badge. And you can see, you know, that's just a decal. It's all just decals, stickers, super cheap. And you can see these are big, beefy lugs that, you know, definitely weren't carved or anything. And just kind of your standard fork crown. Really basic stuff. We got some chromed fork blades, and these are actually Suntour fork ends, which is pretty cool. Oh, you know how much I love it. Suntour power ratchet shifters. I really like these a lot. SR Apex crank. It looks like a 52. I don't know what the inside ring is, but it looks like with this bolt pattern, you could get pretty creative. It's nice that it's got the chain guard on it, so you can wear it with your jeans. Suntour NSL front derailleur, nothing fancy, but very pretty. I like the looks of it. Suntour VX rear derailleur. This was a very lightweight, well, not high end, but very durable, high quality rear derailleur. 5-speed freewheel, and I think it's a Suntour. We'll take a closer look at that when we pop the wheels off. It's an Araya rim, Araya, 27 inch. And look at that, came with Presta valves. So typically I've always associated Presta valves with race bikes. I've always pronounced this hub as Suzu, S-U-Z-U-E, high flange alloy hubs. I mean, this is good stuff. It's got a reverse pull on this front derailleur. It's got a nice definitive click. And no spoke protector. Pop this wheel off and set it aside. See what I can do with this headset with an adjustable wrench and a wooden hammer, like the good old days. Well, not much. Gonna need a channel lock too. These keyed washers tend to get jammed up. Gotta grab them with something. There we go. Yeah, see how there's a little tab there and a groove? There we go. Well, I mean, there's grease. It's 45 years old. Hey, look, this thing's not working. Oh, there we go. Squirting some in the bottom too. So this reminds me of the good old days. Back in the 90s, I was assembling bicycles at Budget Bicycle Center in Madison. It was standard procedure to open up and re-grease every single headset, every single bottom bracket, every single hub, just add grease. And it would take so much more time, but it was because, the bikes would come with just such a thin layer. And there were these old checklists that were like from the 80s, from when these bikes came in. And, You know, this is why, like, that was not very well adjusted at all. Oh, I dropped a hammer. So this is a good way to damage things. Ooh. Yeah. I feel like I nailed it. I mean, when they're brand new, it sure goes well. Used, I mean, most of these bikes that have been out in the wild, that's a real pain in the butt. It can be challenging to get it to feel that good because they probably weren't assembled properly and then ridden forever. Everything got pitted and smooshed and bitched up. Man, this is gonna be a nice bike when I'm done. I think I'll go ahead and pull these cranks off and open up that bottom bracket. Just check it out. Oh, I dropped my wrench. That's kind of a fun noise. It's a 40 tooth inner, so 5240. Yeah, that wasn't hardly tight at all. They do such a much better job of pre-assembling bikes now. Yeah, there's no grease on those threads, very little bit. There's some on the bearings though. Yeah, and that side wasn't tight. This is why Roger, the owner of Budget Bikes, had those checklists, because he probably did a lot of these bikes in the early days, and then they were all coming back for all these problems that he had to fix. It's easier just to nip it in the bud. Keep your custies happy. This one's old enough where it looks like there's some rust and stuff going on in there, just from sitting. I'll clean it out. Little citrus degreaser. Cut things up a little bit. All right, let's get this sucker greased up, installed properly. It's nice to not have to worry about a bottom line with these things. Just do what's supposed to be done. It's also nice to kind of see how different it is from back then versus now. Like, this is nice, good quality stuff. It was a mid-range bike, you know, good quality, good enough for a bike shop, but probably too good for a department store. Kind of right in my wheelhouse. But a bike like this, you wouldn't have to be pulling bottom brackets and stuff. The new ones, they come pretty well greased. From what I've found, it's not great. You can make improvements, but it's good enough where you're not gonna end up with frozen parts. So these old 3-piece bottom brackets, there's usually a writing 3P. It stands for something. And then just if you're looking straight through from the top, from behind, you want to be able to read it. And apparently that taper's greased. So debate that in the comments if you wish. Here. I'll wipe it off with a dirty rag so it's like it's been greased and then not greased. You can tell me what you think, and I'll tell you, I don't care what you think. And somebody else will tell you yeah, well, you're stupid and a terrible person and you want people to die. I'll be like, yes, they're fighting in the comments. Oh, I didn't show you what I did back there. Well, I did a bunch of stuff there while I was yapping. I'm not sure this is the best tool to be using, even though I think it's the right tool. Okay, so it's got a little bit of play. Let's see if I can hold it. See how it's moving? It's just tightening down a little bit. Oh, is that enough? Oh, it's got just a little bit of play. It's really hard to get good purchase. Ooh, I think I nailed it again. Man, working on new stuff is nice. That's way better than it was. I'm really not digging how I'm clamped onto the frame here. It's getting dinged up underneath and I'm not giving this bike the respect it deserves. I don't know, do we want to do the whole reflector dance? I think we kind of have to. Reflector dance is your chance to do the reflector. Oh, do me, baby. Oh, almost dropped that. I'm doing it that way because that's the way I did it. And that's the front reflector, which I didn't put on. And here's the front skewer. And these are the cable guides for the rear brake cable. And impeller reflectors. Well, I'm gonna do the rear one, probably forget the rest of the reflectors because I don't believe in reflectors. I'm not selling this bike or anything. It's a waste of time. But we're gonna do this one just because it does provide the spacing I think needed. Here's my C-post. Nice thin layer of grease on everything. I think that's the right size. We had to fish around for one. All right, so this is also keyed, which I'm not sure really matters. Wow, I feel like I could just keep going with that. I'm still working on the angles here with the truthing stand. Working on the angles here with the truthing stand. This seems to work pretty well. Kind of like this. It's a good angle. I don't know what got into me all of a sudden, but I'm like, man, you know, if I'm gonna try to like really be a YouTuber here, you know, I'm gonna shift from being a shop owner to a YouTube channel. I'm gonna change my shop into a studio. I'm gonna start making improvements. I'm gonna start acting like it, you know, dress the part. So I've been making incremental changes. You've been seeing it in every video, just a little bit here and there. Painted the wall back here, you know, darker background. I'm really liking that a lot right now. I think the logo turned out great. I was just looking at it and I'm like, if I just slide everything over on the filthy bench, I can just kind of spin the truthing stand one way and make this all a little bit better for you. I want to be proud of this work. It's part of it, right? Still a little bright. Somebody recommended using contact paper. That's not what it's called. Parchment paper. And I did, and it really softened the light in here, so thank you for that recommendation. These are, and you can't see it, it's on the other side. These are Panaracer tires. 45 years old. I think they've kind of been in a box. Now, Shop Dog just had them sitting there out of the box. So I think that they like unboxed them. And this tire's not seating properly. But the tires look to be in really good shape and they're super skinny. So this is definitely set up as a race bike. Let's see how true these wheels are. Measure some truth. Just a tiny wobble. Man, what a pleasure it is to work on this bike. I'm telling you, I like this old stuff so much better than the new stuff. This bike is gonna have that real old school 10-speed feel, you know? Like, I don't know. I've always thought, like, you know, it's a 10-speed, right? Drop bars, skinny tires. We call them 10-speeds, you know, road bikes. But this is like your classic 10-speed, right? But a nice one. And I don't know, the test rides on these, it always reminds me of that opening scene of Caddyshack when he's like riding his 10-speed to the golf course. And he's just like waving at the neighbors and he's like real upright and going up and down the curbs. And that's 80s, you know, it's got a nostalgic feel. But these bikes, you know, people would ride them across the country. And that hub, I mean, I guess I should open it up and squirt some grease in there. Yeah, all right. We're doing everything else right. Let's see if I can do this on camera. Can you see it? Yeah, you can. I prefer to do this sitting down these days on Woody Charleston, but here we are. So we can just open it up on one side here. Squirt some grease in there. Flip her around. Squirt some grease in there. And I always like to kind of twisty turn it to smoosh it all around evenly. Then you hold that backside and twine the inside. Again, a keyed washer. Again with the keyed washers. Okay, so that's all finger tight. And theoretically, if I crank down on it now, it'll kind of back that cone off just a smidge, get a tiny bit of play. That's too much play. But then that front skewer would squish everything together. We've been through that. The skewer doesn't squish things together. The skewer actually stretches while it compresses the cones. And the hollow axle compresses, it doesn't stretch. Anyway, I'm holding that backside and just cheating to tighten things a smooge, which is just a little less than a smidge. All right, it's got a little bit of a wiggle to it, but I think we'll get some compression. And I want the Panaracer logo that's not anywhere to be found. Never mind. We want to be able to read Suzu from the back of the bike, facing forward. Oh, yeah. This is a good angle. A little bright. I don't know. Maybe a second layer of parchment paper. Just dim it a smidge. We'll dial her in. Incremental changes. It's a good way to live your life, by the way. Don't try to change everything all at once. Well, you'll go crazy. But if you just do incremental changes, a little bit here and there, by the time you die, you will be an Ubermensch. That's German for Superman. Putting some tri-flow in that cam. Okay, well, this tire isn't seated. It could have been sitting on the ground, deflated forever. But we're gonna just let the air out, massage things. Try to give it a nice reset here. That's only 60 PSI. I'll get the floor pump out on it. But I bet you the rear one's the same boat, so let's throw that up in the stand. Yeah, there's the Panaracer logo on this one. Those fancy French valves. Man, this is a relaxing video, isn't it? I don't know, just good energy this morning. Nice and mellow. This skewer is dry as a bone. Suntour Pro Comp freewheel. We're gonna try to get some grease in here without having to remove that freewheel, just because it skips a step. Oh yeah, it fits. Nice. All right, so we got to tighten it a little bit. So I'm grabbing the cone and just giving it a little snug. I'm holding the lock nut on the other side and just turn the cone a little bit, and then I turn the lock nut on this side. So that is finger tight and moving freely. Theoretically, that should have backed it off a little eighth of a turn. That is perfect. Absolutely perfect. One would say just exactly perfect. All fresh and looby. Well, we're here to make a bicycle, which means 2 wheels. Probably in German or something. Suntour dropouts, but this frame kind of sucks. First bit of suckage comes from dealing with this frame. It's not terrible, but it ain't good. So this is right around the era that Trek was getting started. They were doing the same thing, but with handmade American frames. And like I can see there's a void here. It's just not refined. Certainly not good enough for a fancy boy like me. Oh, but certainly good enough for the recreational cyclist that appreciates something of decent quality to maximize the enjoyment of their leisure activities. So this is bone dry, like everything else. Not afraid to use too much grease here. just past the max, or the min. Stand over the bike and get it nice and straight as possible. That's good and tight. This guy probably needs some grease too. Well, there's a little bit of factory grease on the end of that. This SR, I mean, eventually it became SR Sun Tour and now it's the cheapo forks, but it's pretty nice. It's not as nice as Nitto, but this was a good era for bikes. All right, I like my bars to have a little bit of angle to them. Not exactly sure. Oh, I gotta find some ferrules. Okay, that feels a little short. Look at that, I had some in the bins. Needed about 2 inches longer than this one. I like to clean up the end of the housing just a little bit. You can see this one's kind of marred up. If you grab just the corner of it, clean it off. A lot of people use the grinder, just go zip. So this is your typical brake ferrule, and it fits into this road bike ferrule. So we ferrule up our housing, and then that'll go into the brake. That's the interface. So then this cable goes in there, okay? You catch it. We'll go fancy ferrule. It goes down in there. Then I'm just gonna squirt some lube in my housing. Little dab will do ya. Oh, and it came out. It always comes out. Gotta keep some pressure on it. Come on, housing. All right. There we go. Feels really good. Oh, okay. So that's really good there. We're gonna try to hold it in place here and then tighten up the back one. Really nice, really nice. Not exactly sure the best way to do this. Take the housing. This has to run all the way to the back. This one's mooshed up here. Ooh. Take a little poker tool here and open her up. Get a ferrule on it. All right. Sorta. Okay, so then we've got the cable clamps. Ah, there goes that box. Ay, ay, ay. All right, well, now I'm fighting the box. The problem is it's really hard to get the housing in the box, right? Like you can get it out. It comes out really good. All right, I want to get these like about the same. Man, I cannot tell you the last time I did this. I'm not sure I've ever done it on a new bike. Well, I think you're supposed to have it go right across the center of the top. Something like that. I think I want to move everything forward a bit though. But I'm cutting it. Papa don't preach. Keeping that baby. So this, we're gonna feed this way. And then Fancy Pharaoh goes there. Okay. Oh, Fancy Pharaoh's upside down. Fancy Pharaoh upside down, doo-dah, doo-dah. There it is. There's the energy we're looking for. Oh, the doo-dah day. This video's about to get interesting, folks. It is 9:45 on a Friday morning, and I go live at 10 o'clock, and I haven't even set it up yet. And I don't even have this rear brake hooked up. So I'm gonna try to get this rear brake hooked up, run upstairs, grab a granola bar, and maybe a banana, and then get everything set up for the live stream, and then set you up and finish this video live. People can just like watch and comment and say shit. And then when I'm finished, I'll join the live stream. That way? How does that work? Yeah, it's gotta go that way, huh? I don't really know. I think it wants to go that way. And we need it to come forward a smidge, backward a smidge. I think that's how it's gonna be. You guys didn't see any of that. I'm wondering, I think we want it to go around. I feel like it's something I should know, but this isn't my era. You know, I came after this. I'm a 90s guy, not an 80s guy. I've worked on enough of them, I should maybe know. Oh, Jesus. Just tripped over the cord. This is what happens when I'm pressed for time. My stomach's grumbling. I'm gonna have to skip second breakfast. This feels a little awkward. That can't be right. This cable routing's weird. Yeah, that's better. That's the stuff right there. My bad. Sorry about that. I didn't check I got a little more time than I thought. Still, I'm gonna have to scoot here in a sec. All right, so if you loosen this and then pull over on the whole system and then tighten down, you can center the brake. But these pads aren't really centered either. But they're super easy to adjust. Feels like it's a little high. Who isn't, if you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, this is not a bad bicycle. Would I want to ride it 200K? No, I don't think I would, especially with this gearing. But it's a nice little slice of history. Feels quite fantastic. I mean, it's coming along really well, but I have 13 minutes till that live stream starts and I'm a mess over there. So I got to get something to eat quick. I'm going to do that and I'm going to come back to this. So it'll be a split second for you, but yeah, it's going to be fun. Nice little experiment. Never done this before. Exciting. Yay. let's see here. I want this over on this side. I can kind of explain. So a lot of it is like thinking about how I have to be reaching into the bike so I'm not like blocking the camera angle. Oh, this is actually recording. Okay, so I want to adjust the shifting, but before I do that, we need to put the pedals on. These are the original MKS, which I never knew Mikashima stood for Mikashima. Brand new MKS Quill 2Ks, brand new old stock. I mean, these pedals alone, I can't imagine what they're worth. Probably not a lot. I almost feel bad about using them, but not that bad. It's cool packaging. Little dab will do ya. Some grease on them threads. Man, these pedals are beautiful. Generally speaking. Gutentight. It's a German word. So dumb. All right, taking a big risk here. No dork disc. Okay, so it dropped the chain. Okay, so this one has an L by it, and this one has a H. So this is the high. We're gonna turn the high limit in. Okay, and then move the derailleur so it doesn't throw the chain. Man, does that sound like old Sun Tour, or does that sound like old Sun Tour? Just turn that low in just a smidge to make sure. Yeah, look at how loose that cable is. All right, then I'll just snug up the cable a little bit. Man, that's a beautiful derailleur. Suntour VX. Ooh, that is snappy. All right, what am I feeling here? I don't even know. Let's see here. High limit for sure. Okay, that quieted things down. Low limit. Oh, well, that's dumb. Oh. I see. So this is slipping. That's my first problem. And the derailleur is reverse action. So it's really hard for my brain to adjust for that. So bear with me here. Nope. I see I did that wrong. Okay, so now the shifter is totally relaxed. Oh, and I want to be up there then. Shifter totally relaxed up there. See, it's backwards, so I can't think about it. All right, it's big and big, so we want it just rubbing a little bit. Okay. Big and big. At its most relaxed. Tighten the cable. Thinking out loud. Woo! That was nice. You can just tweak it. That wheel, I think, would spin forever. That's the sound of the universe expanding. That was deep. All right, we'll probably time lapse that. That was boring. Okay, I got this saddle because it's brown and looks old. The bike didn't come with a saddle, so we'll lube these guys up. Oh, there it is. Yowza. I feel like I did that wrong. Oh. I feel like that's good enough. Okay, there we have it. An assembled new old stock Chimo. I think we kind of have to go ride it. I guess I could try to seat these tires. I don't know, that looks seated. Yeah, we're gonna have to ride it, but as I mentioned, I'm in the middle of a live stream right now and these people are bailing on me because this is not good content. Oh, and there's Gregor. So let's live stream Gregor every Friday morning at 10 a.m.-ish, except when I don't. And then we'll finish the live stream and take this for a test ride and wrap it up. So I'll be right back. I'm all right. Don't nobody worry about me. Yeah, these bikes, they just feel hard to ride. They're uncomfortable. The tires are just so skinny. Man, bikes used to be so stupid. This bike is terrible. Oh, you know, God, just skinny tires. Could be way, way wider. I mean, there's room for such wider tires. That would make a huge difference. I guess I could lower the seat. I mean, there's a few things, but just like the shifter's way down here. Whoever thought that was a good idea? Yeah, it's just, I mean, I guess you could get used to it, but I don't know why you ever wanna. Yeah. So anyway, these handlebars can come down. You don't need to see that. You just don't need to see it. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Another fantastic episode of the Bike Farmer Incorporated. Oh man, that sun feels good. Live stream didn't go so well. And yeah, I just kind of ran out of steam. So I'm glad this one's done. Thank you for watching to the end and bearing with me. I like this little project. This was a fun one. Don't like the bike though. I don't know how to wrap this one up. You know, it was a fun project, but it's so unsatisfying. It's so very unsatisfying. Maybe you could send me some super thanks or something to rectify this situation I'm finding myself in. Join the channel. Monthly sustaining membership ensures a nice little income for me, keeps the wheels greased and the train moving down the track. You can always just give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already. You know, there's some free things you can do. Your attention is enough. Every little bit helps. For yourself, click that notification bell so you and your bikes can stay tuned.